Welcome everyone, I am Metis Balaska, and welcome back to Arcadia Fallen. This is going to be the last session. It's not necessary, but it's considered a bonus thing. We're going to do the other two endings. I'm certain there's a third ending I've already passed, but after these you can probably kind of guess where that ending's gonna go, so this should be enough. Anyway, we're going to make the choice that I don't want to do. I really don't want to do this.
Mime? If we do this, the demons will be gone for good? No more pain for anyone?
That is correct, yes.
Oh, Mime, I don't want to do this.
There has already been so much hurt. I want to end it.
But Mime, you can't. You die.
I know, but I'm the only one who can do this.
And remember, this was the first standing I chose in my last playthrough. So I already know where this is going, and it still hurts.
This way, your brother stays safe. The demons will get to move on in peace, and you will be free. So far, I've been running and hiding every time things get dangerous, but this time, I won't run away.
This isn't fair.
This can't be happening. This isn't fair. I know, but it is the best solution we have. I'll be okay. I'm sure we'll see each other again someday. In the Merry Sparrow's Inn. It's been fun, hasn't it? I mean, apart from the almost dying all the time or running for our lives part. You've all given me so much. And I'm ready to give it back now.
I'm not gonna tease hug. My baby. You hug mine close, and the spirit sniffles once.
Thank you for everything, my friend.
You feel the power course through you. The spell is like a wild living thing, and it devours all the power of your locket. Every demon trapped inside fades away. You feel my smile as she too dissolves, and then the spell turns on you, ripping at whatever of you is left before bursting forth into the world. You collapse to the sound of 1,000 souls roaring as they are set free. And so the spell swam through the city, releasing the townsfolk from the demon's hold, and setting the spirits free at last. And the mini valley woke up to a fresh start, and once the demon hunters arrived, they found no trace of magic left behind. Likewise, the heroes responsible for the miracle that had happened were nowhere to be found, leaving the sparrows to tell their tale to the befuddled government officials. As the dust settles and your journey comes to an end, you find your mind drifting. You're floating in that space between dream and waking. A sea of color without substance. You drift along in the quiet, at peace.
It's time to wake up.
This is a bit mean, I'm not gonna lie. Giving us hope, Guldra, you meanies. The world comes rushing into focus and you open your eyes.
Did you
space out again, darling?
Yeah, this is going to be much of the many of the same beats, but this is just an optional thing. You don't have to watch these.
I don't think it's polite to be napping at your own celebration party.
You're sitting in the anemone fields, Quinn and seated beside you, watching you with amusement. What celebrations?
Actually,
Honestly, it's more of a farewell party at this point. Now that the threat of the demons has been dealt with, everyone is splitting up again to go on their own paths. It makes sense for us, though, to have one peaceful moment together like this. You accomplished something quite extraordinary, after all. Where's mine?
mine?
I'm sure I heard her voice. There's a flash of sympathy in Quinn's eyes, and they put a hand on your shoulder.
Oh dear.
Metis, Mime isn't here anymore, remember? Perhaps your mind is playing tricks on you? I miss her.
Oh.
I just really miss her already. We all do. I must have dozed off for a moment there.
Ah, so that's how it is.
I can't really blame you. You must be exhausted. I tried to stay awake for a while longer, though, and get a word in with everyone here. Who knows when we'll get to see each other again once everyone spreads to the winds. What will you do after this?
So...
What's your plan once this is over, Quinn? After everything that's happened, I suppose my old normal won't be coming back, and I'm surprisingly okay with that. My customers are already starting to come back, and many new faces are joining them. The fact that my magic was used to revive the dead forest has broken a barrier between us I'd never hoped to cross. For the first time I've gotten here, I actually feel like I belong. We're going to react differently just for a little variety. And here I thought I was going to suggest we run away from this place together, spend our lives as fugitives of the Empire. Well, I appreciate the offer. I'd rather take 100 angry customers than a single night sleeping outside. Unusual for a nature mage. I might be a nature mage, but I am in a long-term relationship with my dad. And I'm not ready to give that up.
Another thing.
It's going to be quiet when everyone leaves, though. I knew all along that Quinn would be leaving for the academy when she was done with her studies here, but it still stings a little. I made her promise to write more often, though. Peace and quiet at
I
last?
see.
Sounds like you'll finally have a place to enjoy some peace and quiet around here.
Just imagine.
I'm craving a good few months of absolutely nothing extraordinary happening. It will be great. But you shouldn't let yourself grow roots here just yet. Go on, talk to your friends, have fun. And yes, Mime is noticeably missing. We will save this for last, since we're going to see this is going to have a little bit of a surprise, though it shouldn't be that much of a surprise to anyone. So, same thing as last time. Victoria.
I see you're done napping. I am
honestly at a loss for what will happen next.
I'm no longer bound to the Empire, but I still wish to change the system. Perhaps I'll pull some strings, take a page out of Michael's book and work from the shadows. As long as I get to do it my way. They won't know what hit them.
That's great.
The Empire has seen no fury like yours. It will be a reckoning for many, I'm sure.
This is the plan.
I plan on making it so. I almost can't believe we actually did it. That she would be the one to save us in the end. I am proud, but I'm also sad.
This is...
I miss her.
I'm... sorry.
Yeah, I do too. She wouldn't have wanted us to mourn her forever, though. She was a bright thing in a gray world. Her art changed me. I will always carry that with me. I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional. Now we stand before a new future, and I have questions. If I return to Eridus, not as a knight, but as someone else, if I were to use my skills to get justice my way, would you walk that path with me? It won't be an easy path to walk, but even so, I want you with me. Will there be time for dates? Oh gosh, I don't know. Only if you promise there will be time for date nights between usurping corrupt government officials. Once again, Victoria with the best reactions. I promise.
Thank you.
I want you to know that you mean a lot to me, and I'm going to make this work, no matter what lies ahead. I'm tearing up. Caden. You find Caden in the mines, and the tall outlander are inspected. And the tall. Bleh. You find Caden in the mines, the tall outlander inspecting the location of his once failed ritual. He smiles when he sees you approach. This'll be a day for you guys, but it's been like more than a week since my last recording. Actually, almost a week. Nearing a week, rather. I forget exactly when I last recorded. He smiles when he sees you approach.
I think I might have overindulged on food today, but it was worth it. It's hard to say when I'll get to eat this well again. It's an odd feeling. To have no strings holding me back. No obligations pulling me in a certain direction. I've been looking at maps, trying to figure out where I'd like to go first. But I came to the conclusion that I might just begin walking and see where the world takes me. It would be strange. Frightening, honestly. But an adventure for sure.
Just don't get lost. Yeah, I'm just going to go choose the sort of joking one and Sierra just like as a diffusion. Or maybe not for him. Just don't go wandering off and getting yourself lost now. I actually hadn't considered that. Maybe I'll need the map a little anyway. It is quite an achievement we made. How are you holding up with this? How are you feeling? honestly a little empty. Feel a little empty, to be honest. It's odd that it is over.
Curious.
It makes sense. It is a huge chapter in your life to come to a close. I hope that you find something new that will fill the void soon. You deserve it. Anne. You find Anne sitting in her chair, furiously scribbling away in the notebook.
Just a second. I need to get these final thoughts down. I just got a sudden inspiration for a new angle to my research. Since I can't use the findings I've completed here as a thesis, I better get started on a new project.
Something less dangerous, I hope.
So,
Is this new research about something that won't change the natural order of the world? I'm not making any promises, but I am trying to steer clear of anything that might be used by ill-intended people. There. Edith knows this world has enough troubles to deal with already. It's strange, but I'm actually looking forward to traveling a bit more, getting to see more of the continent and in my search for a new angle. After having faced down demons, coping with the few dismayed villagers seems like a walk in the park. So much has happened since I arrived in this town. When I think back to it, I'm horrified to let myself get dragged into this mess, but some other part of me is grateful. I don't think I'm the same person I was when I started out, but I like this new me. Modest too. Very modest too.
Did you know?
Modesty won't get you anywhere in life without a healthy mix of ambition as well. True. I have to write down the rest of my notes before I forget it's what I was thinking about. I'll see you later, Master Alchemist. Michael. You find Michael sitting beneath a tree, staring at the blackened branches above.
The sparrows haven't returned to this place yet, but I'm sure they will be soon. Singing Rune's latest masterpiece. I wonder if we will be in it. I won't be staying to find out, though. I'm a man on a mission now, after all.
I'm going to use what I found here to make a positive change in the world, even if it's just a tiny one. Who are you? Who are you and what have you done with Michael? A response as old as time.
Let's see.
Who knows? I barely recognize myself these days, but perhaps change is needed sometimes. At the very least, I still look dashing, don't you agree? Michael pulls from his coat a small leather-bound book with the sign of the archivist marked on the cover.
Look.
Please don't mention to Victoria I saved this. I fear she might be rather cross with me. It is not much, but it is a start. Somewhere for me to begin this new mission of mine and to hold the Empire accountable.
I mean, sure, there's no set deadline, but I do finally feel a sense of purpose. I'm still getting used to that.
Don't mess up.
so...
Well, now you have a goal you care about. Next step is to not mess it up.
Thank you.
Pressure? Lovely. That'll add to the excitement. You've been the most trusted friend. You've been the most trusted friend through all this. I'm grateful for your help. Don't get sappy on me. Don't get all sappy on me, Matt. Now you'll make me cry. Is that such a bad thing? It would be a fitting ending to our heartfelt farewell, don't you think? Finally, the payoff. Kim and Ronan are standing together, the older brother busy fussing.
And you better remember to write me.
Yes, this is another glimpse into the real Ronan.
I've gotten Quinn to help me set it all up, so there's no excuses. I want to know all about what happens while you're away. Doesn't matter that I don't understand any of that magic stuff. Tell me about it anyway.
That's a good attitude to have. Because even if you don't know anything about it, you can always learn.
Fine, Ronan. I promise. Oh, hi there, alchemist.
Our protective brothers, huh? Seem like Ronan is full on is on full on protective brother mode.
You see,
I am a perfectly reasonable amount of protective, thank you very much. I'm grateful my bag isn't very big, or I'd be afraid he'd sneak himself into it. You cheeky little minion. I'm glad I got to see you one last time before I leave, Metis. Not get into trouble.
I wonder.
Try not to get into any more trouble, you hear? Oh, I don't plan to. I've had trouble enough. I just want some peace and quiet to study.
Actually,
Honestly, I'm looking forward to it a little bit. I might even make some new friends there.
give him hell.
You better write at home about those friends, you hear? Don't worry, I'm sure none of you, I'm sure none of them are half as cool as you are. You know
That's
it. Sorry, I cut off his generic line there. No, I'll make up to it next. I'll make up to it for it next time. Okay, The alchemy shop is quiet. Even if Elizabeth is no longer here, you can still hear all her calm presence linger in the air. I'm ready. Close your eyes and breathe in deep, and take out the locket you've been carrying with you for so long. It is dull, any traces of magic gone. Keeping it. I want something to remember mine by, at least. You clutch the locket in your hands, feeling its weight settle along with the memory of everything you have been through. Plus, if it's with me, it's not with anyone else who may potentially use it, misuse it, When you are ready, you tuck it back safely around your neck and keep out and step outside to rejoin your friends.
At last.
Once again, this is going to be one for ending from here. Top Kickstarters. The heroes. And that is how the tale of the Spirit Alchemist comes to a close. Anemone Valley was saved, and the demons once imprisoned were finally set free.
Let's see.
The attempts of the Paragon to keep this incident a secret have failed, as news of the death of his Knight Commanders spread to Eridus and further onward into the central capital. With another election coming up, and a moment among the public and a movement among the public of growing doubt to his abilities to keep the dark creatures of magic in check, his rivals were smelling blood in the water. But that is all just politics for people who care about such things. The real story is what happened to the alchemist and her companions. The city of Anemone Valley was in quite the state after the dust had settled. There were those who felt resentful and wished to lash out at all magic users in retaliation. Such voices, however, were quickly beaten down by those whose hearts had been captured by the kind flower mage Quinn. His shop became a symbol of hope and new beginnings, and later played to learn and then share knowledge as Quinn began teaching. The vines might have closed, but an Emily Valley bloomed as humans, nature, and magic came together to work towards a brighter future.
Well,
Victoria left the Knights, finding that her own morals no longer aligned with her way of doing things. With her detailed knowledge of the inner workings of both the Knights and the Demon Hunters, she began digging on her own. And with the help of her beloved alchemist, they began unraveling the corruption of Erudite in the shadows. Notice how it doesn't mention mine this time? That's the level of detail we're dealing with here. Metis and Victoria were actually never stayed apart after this, fighting the good fights to make Eridus a better place together.
how interesting.
Michael kept his list from the remains of the now-burned archivist library, and with it he began hunting down those who had been behind the cleansing and had taken his family and so many others. He wasn't completely engulfed by thoughts of revenge, however. One could still find the colorful mage creating chaos in taverns across the continent, and occasionally he would make visits to the Mage Academy in the south, checking in on a certain nature mage child, though he would never make his presence known.
You know...
And made good on her promise and destroyed all her research on the Spirit Locket, about the Spirit Locket. Her original plan of earning her professor title before the summer's end wasn't quite successful. But as she took it to the road and traveled the lands in search of her new research, she came to find she didn't mind the wait. When she was finally... I just realized I forgot to set up my microphone again. I am a good YouTuber. Hopefully you could still hear me fine. The audio levels were suggesting such. When she finally was ready to present a new case, she brought her invaluable experience from her life on the road back with her to the academy. As a professor, she made a point of teaching her students about both the trials and wonders waiting for them outside their school, to calm those who might be fearful of the future. She also made changes by pushing for permission to allow pets onto the campus premises, something that immediately earned her the title of Teacher of the Year among the student body.
At last.
Caden disappeared after the valley had been saved. Relieved of the burden he had once placed upon himself, Caden finally allowed his heart to travel all across the continent. He was careful to stay out of the eye of the Empire, but everywhere he went, a trail of new songs sung by the sparrows was left behind. Singing songs of the adventures of a shadowy vigilante, doing their part to make the world a better place. The end.
Indulge me.
So, what do you think, Madam Alchemist? Do I do the story justice? You did a wonderful job, Rune, as always. I'm sure the story will be a popular one of yours for years to come.
Happy to oblige.
You flatter me. It is time, my love.
I see.
Oh yes, I suppose we have been lingering here long enough.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, Rune, for indulging an old woman's curiosity.
Happy to oblige.
It has been an honor. Safe travels, Madam Alchemist.
Thank you, dear.
Thank you, dear. You as well.
You know...
You have an awfully quiet little one. Yeah, this is totally different. Did you like the story? I think you have a tendency to exaggerate the details. Oh, mine. The mark of a true storyteller, wouldn't you agree? Perhaps. It was a wonderful story either way.
Thank you.
Thank you. As one of the leading roles, I appreciate your feedback most of all. I suppose that means you will be leaving with the others soon?
Well,
I might, though I've become quite fond of these stories of yours. Think you'll share another one with me for the road?
Happy to oblige.
Of course. Let's see. Which one to pick? Oh, I know.
It all began.
Near the southern shore, deep within the evergreen forest, lies a very special school shielded from the world outside. A school that teaches magic. Yeah, so you do get a bit of closure with mine there. She earned her spot in the inn, and I do like that. It is a last. It is a bit it is a bit of hope. A bit of happiness for those who have grown attached to her. Like me, for instance. And that's why I thought Ronan would appear in the last ending. Okay. We have seen what happens when you sacrifice Ronan. We have seen what happens when Mime makes the sacrifice. Now we're going back to the original plan.
No. This is all too risky. We're going with the original plan to seal the demons away.
Very well.
Wow, that last ending took less time than I thought. We're only half an hour in. I'm going to be cutting a lot of that out.
if you're sure.
I agree. We shouldn't be taking any risks like this.
Plus, we're going to save all of us some heartache this time.
The townsfolk need our help.
You take out your locket and begin casting a spell.
Let's do this. One last grand demon sealing spell.
The spell blasts out and everything turns white. And so the spell awoke the seal beneath the town, and the tendrils of magic tore from the ground to catch every demon. It dragged them back beneath the earth, their screams and cries sealed away in the darkness. Yeah, again, and no having your cake and eating it Ronan and both Ronan and Mime get to live, but the demons go back to suffering. Like eventually, this is all going to come back again. And now we just kind of made it someone else's problem. It dragged them back beneath the earth, and Anemone Valley woke up to a fresh start, and once the demon hunters arrived, they found no traces of magic left behind. Likewise, the heroes responsible for the miracle that had happened were nowhere to be found, leaving the sparrows to tell their tale to the befuddled government officials. As the dust settles and your journey comes to an end, you find your mind drifting. You're floating in that space between dream and waking. A sea of color without substance, and you drift along in the quiet, at peace.
It's time to wake up.
The world comes rushing into focus, and you open your eyes.
Did you space out again, darling?
For the third time.
I don't think it's polite to be napping at your own celebration party.
Hey, I just saved the world 3 times. A 5-minute nap isn't going to change much. You're sitting in the anemone fields. Quinn and seated beside you, watching you with amusement. Yeah, we're still getting that lore. In a way, I'm just padding out the video a bit, because otherwise there's not going to be that much content. But this is, then again, this is just extras. You don't need to see these. Celebrations? What celebrations?
Actually,
Honestly, it's more of a farewell party at this point. Now that the threat to the demons has been dealt with, everyone is splitting up began to go on their own paths. It makes sense for us, although, no, to have one peaceful moment together. It makes sense for us, though, to have one peaceful moment together like this. You've accomplished something quite extraordinary, after all. Where's mine?
Mine?
Sure, I heard her voice. There's a flash of confusion in Quinn's eyes, and then they smile. As I saw her, she was having a cake eating contest with Caden. I think she might have won as well. That's my girl. In any case, she's around here somewhere. Must have been tired. I must have dozed off for a moment there.
ah, so that's how it is.
I can't really blame you. You must have been exhausted. I tried to stay awake for a while longer, though, and get the word in and with everyone and get a word in with everyone here. Who knows when we'll ever get to see each other again when everyone spreads to the winds. What will you do?
So...
What's your plan once this is all over, Quinn? After everything that's happened, I suppose my old normal won't be coming back, and I'm surprisingly okay with that. My customers are already starting to come back, and many new faces are joining them. The fact that my magic was used to revive the dead forest has broken a barrier between us, so I would never. The fact my magic was used to revive the forest has broken a barrier between us I'd never hoped to cross. You can tell I don't. You can tell I'm not very good at reading. I stumble a lot, like I just read this. For the first time since I've gotten here, I actually feel like I belong. They better treat you right. They better treat you right this time, or else they're going to learn how chaotic a wild alchemist can be. I appreciate your concern, but I think I'll be fine. Be just fine. It's going to be quiet when everyone leaves, though. I knew all along that Anne would be leaving for the Academy when she was done with her studies here. But it still stings a little. I made her promise to write more often, though. Just leave, we just yeet out of there.
That sounds nice.
I hope that no matter what happens, you'll find happiness in this place.
Thank you.
I already have, my friend. I don't hang around here. Got people to talk to. Go on, have fun. It just would have felt improper to leave, to just leave. And yes, we got mine back there. Still got my baby. Right, pretty much the same as before. Starting with Victoria, ending with mine.
I see you're done napping. I am honestly at a loss for what will happen next.
I'm no longer bound to the Empire, but I still wish to change the system. Perhaps I'll pull some strings and take a page out of Michael's book and work from the shadows. As long as I get to do it my way. You'll find time for you'll find time for me as well.
So,
If you can find time for me as well in that busy schedule of yours. Perhaps if you behave. I always can't believe we actually did it. Demons are back where they belong, for now at least. We have peace. I feel bad for leaving them. I feel bad for sealing them away again. There's a typo. Hopefully they fix that at some point. They were innocent, there were innocents in the end as well. To be fair, the typos aren't really so bad that that you can't get what they're saying, except for that one thing. Except for that one thing, and I'm not sure what they were, what word they meant there, or if that was a word that I just never heard before. But yeah, you can get it. You can get it good enough, and it's not like high budget games are perfect with their spelling things either. Like I've seen a game that that accidentally left out an O in room. I'm not kidding.
Look.
Perhaps. But so were Mime and Roden. I cannot fault you for picking the life in front of you and not the strangers. You're only human after all. Don't beat yourself up over that. Now we stand before a new future, and I have questions. If I return to Eridus, not as a knight, but as something else, if I were to use my skills to get justice my way, would you walk the path with me? Of course, mine would have to agree as well. It's not as easy as it's not an easy path to head down. It's not an easy path to head down. But even so, I want you with me. I want to be with you. I want to be with you, Victoria. It doesn't matter where, as long as we're together. I promise I'll never take for granted the trust you have put in me.
Thank you.
I want you to know that you mean a lot to me, and I'm going to make this work, no matter what lies ahead. Caden. Hello, back for the third time. You find Caden in the mines, the tall outlander inspecting the location of his once failed ritual. He smiles when he sees you approach.
I think I might have overindulged on food today, but it was worth it. It's hard to say when I'll get to eat this well again.
There is no true loser in a food eating contest.
It's an odd feeling. To have no strings holding me back. No obligations pulling me in a certain direction. I've been looking at maps, trying to figure out where I'd like to go first. But I came to the conclusion that I might just begin walking and see where the world takes me. It would be strange. Frightening, honestly. But an adventure for sure.
Be careful. Don't go running off without any preparations, though. Don't be a Michael. The rest of the world isn't that friendly towards Outlanders either. You got to be careful. Oh well, don't worry. I spent enough of my time in chains already. I don't mean to add to that. It is quite an achievement we've made. How are you holding up in all this? How are you feeling? I'm happy with what we've
I'm glad.
accomplished. I'm happy that we made it. We did a great thing, and it makes me proud to have been a part of it. And you should be. It's a happy ending, here's to a happy ending and new beginnings. Ugh. And you find Anne sitting in her chair, furiously scribbling away at the notebook.
Just a second. I need to get these final thoughts down. I just got a sudden inspiration for a new angle to my research. Since I can't use the findings I've completed here as a thesis, I better get started on a new project.
How are you feeling?
Are you okay?
How are you feeling? I know it must be a lot giving up on your research like this. A genius must be able to kill a few darling things along the way to greatness. For a moment there, I thought she meant people, and I was like, what? That said, it still stings. But I'm happy with my decision. I don't want my legacy to be the one that started the end of the world. Someone else will take that title, I'm sure. It's strange, but I'm actually looking forward to traveling a bit more, getting to see more of the continent in my search for a new angle. After having faced down demons, coping with a few dismayed villagers seems like a walk in the park. So much has happened since I arrived in this town. When I think back on it, I'm horrified that I let myself get dragged into this mess, but some other part of me is grateful. I don't think I'm the same person and I was when we started out. But I like this new me. As long as you stay out of trouble.
So...
Does that mean you plan to stay out of trouble in the future? Not a chance. I have to write down the rest of my notes before I forget what I was thinking about. I'll see you later, Master Alchemist. Michael. You find Michael sitting beneath the tree, staring at the blackened branches above.
The sparrows haven't returned to this place yet. But I'm sure they will be soon, singing Rune's latest masterpiece. I wonder if we will be in it. I won't be staying to find out, though. I'm a man on a mission now, after all.
I'm going to use what I found here to make a positive change in the world, even if it's just a tiny one. But the library burned.
I'm sorry.
Michael, about the library, I'm sorry things turned out this way. No need to feel so glum. I wouldn't be a proper chaotic mage if I didn't have at least one more trick up my sleeve. Giselle's 2.0, you always have a trick up your sleeve. Michael pulls from his coat a small leather-bound book with the sign of the Archivist marked on the cover.
Look.
Please don't mention to Victoria I saved this. I fear she might be rather cross with me. It is not much, but it is a start. Somewhere for me to begin this new mission of mine and to hold the Empire accountable.
I mean, sure, there's no set deadline. But I do finally feel a sense of purpose. I'm still getting used to that.
You can do it.
That's great.
I know you can do it. You're capable of great things, Michael, as long as you stick at it. Such a passion and drive. I'll take it in more moderate steps, perhaps. You've been a most trusted friend through all of this. I'm grateful for your help. I'm grateful too.
I'm glad.
I'm grateful for your help as well, Michael. It's been fun, hasn't it? Now onwards to new adventures. Now we get the payoff of both. Kim and Ronan are standing together, the older brother busy and fussing.
And you better remember to write me. I've gotten Quinn to help me set it all up, so there's no excuses. I want to know all about what happens while you're away. Doesn't matter that I don't understand any of that magic stuff.
Again, I do
Tell me
like
about it anyway.
I do like that they give us a chance to see the true Ronan's true face. Like, this isn't even the same guy who is being horrible to us in the start, and now because we know the reason for that.
Fine, Ronan. I promise. Oh, hi there, alchemist.
Having fun? Looks like the two of you are having fun.
Well,
That's one way to describe it. I'm simply preparing my brother for the journey ahead. If they don't treat you right at that place, so I'll go down there myself to break you out. That really won't be necessary. I'm glad I got to see you one last time before I leave, Metis. You'll do great.
About that.
I'm sure you'll do great, Kim.
thank you.
I'll do my best.
Actually,
Honestly, I'm starting to look forward to it a little bit. I might even make some new friends there.
Give him hell.
You better write home about those friends, you hear? Don't worry, I'm sure none of them are half as cool as you are.
That's my baby brother.
You know it. Again, I love that we actually see the true Ronan here. It makes saving him feel good. For those who are wondering where Goldner is, he's dead. Like, remember the story. The boy split in half. That's what that meant. Anyway, my baby.
Hi! Over here. I saved a cake for you.
Cake! You sit down with Mime among the anemone flowers, and she smiles brilliantly. With everyone talking about their plans for leaving, it makes me feel a little sad. You made some amazing friends here, but now we have to part ways? It seems unfair. That's life.
About that.
That's life sometimes. At least we have the memories, and I'm sure we'll see each other again. Yeah, I guess you're right. I'm still not happy about it, though. I do find it kind of interesting what sort of adventures we might get into in the future. Being stuck with you is certainly going to ensure that I never get bored. I could do with boring. I really would prefer just a little boring for a while. To do a little boring for a while. Something like that. Again, logs. Dev's just a future note. I'm sure we can find a boring adventure to start out with.
Thank you.
Aww. I always love seeing this. Thank you, Metis, for being my friend through all this. I'm grateful for everything. Damn it. The alchemy shop is quiet. Even if Elizabeth is no longer here, you can still feel her calm presence linger in the air. I'm ready. You close your eyes and breathe in deep. Then the doors burst open.
Hi!
Metis! Come on now, everyone's waiting. She grabs you by the hand, and you can't help but smile as she drags you out into the light to rejoin your friends.
At last.
And that is how the tale of the spirit alchemist comes to a close. Once again, since this will be in a different video, Kickstarter backers. Great job, guy. Is you brought this to life, and it was worth it. And that is how already read it. Anemone Valley was saved, for now, with the demons sealed the way beneath its soil.
Let's see.
The attempts of the Paragon to keep this incident a secret have failed, as the news of the death of his Knight Commander spread to Eridus and further onward into the capital, into the central capital. With another election coming up and a movement among the public of growing doubt in his abilities to keep the dark creatures of magic in check, his rivals were smelling blood in the water. But that is all just politics for people who care about such things. The real story is what happened to the alchemist and her companions. The city of Anemone Valley was in quite the state, and after the dust had settled, there were those who felt resentful and wished to lash out at all magic users in retaliation. And such voices, however, were quickly beaten down by those whose hearts had been captured by the kind flower mage Quinn. Their shop became a symbol of hope and new beginnings, and later a place to learn and share knowledge as Quinn began teaching. The mines might have closed, but Anemone Valley bloomed as nature and magic came together to work towards a brighter future.
Well,
Victoria left the Knights, finding that her own morals no longer aligned with their way of doing things. With her detailed knowledge of the inner workings of both the Knights and the Demon Hunters, she began digging on her own. And with the help of her alchemist and their spirit friend Mime, they began unraveling the corruption of Eridus from the shadows. Metis and Victoria never stayed apart after this, fighting the good fight to make Eridus a better place together.
How interesting.
Michael kept this list from the remains of the now burned archivist library, and with it he began hunting down those who had been behind in the cleansing that had taken his family and so many others. He wasn't completely engulfed by thoughts of revenge, however. One could still find the colorful mage creating chaos in taverns across the continent, and occasionally he would make his visits to the Mage Academy in the south, checking in on a certain nature mage child, though he would never make his presence known.
You know.
Anne made good on her promise to destroy all of her research about the Spirit Locket. Her original plan of earning her professor title before summer's end wasn't quite successful, but she took she took to the road and traveled to the lands in search of a new research. She came to find she didn't mind the wait. When she finally was ready to present her new case, she brought her invaluable experience. She brought invaluable experience from her life on the road back with her to the academy. As a professor, she made a point of teaching her students about both the trials and the wonders waiting for them outside their school to calm those who might be fearful of the future. She also made changes by pushing for permission to allow pets onto the campus premises, something that immediately earned her the title of Teacher of the Year among the student body.
At last.
Caden disappeared after the valley had been saved. Relieved of the burden he had placed upon himself, Caden finally followed his heart and traveled all across the continent. He was careful to stay out of the eye of the Empire, but everywhere he went, a new trail of new songs sung by the sparrows was left behind. Singing songs of the adventures of a shadowy vigilante, doing their part to make the world a better place. Free advertisement. The end.
Indulge me.
So, what do you think, Madam Alchemist? Did I do the story justice? You did a wonderful job, Rune, as always. I'm sure the story will be a popular one of yours for years to come.
Happy to oblige.
You flatter me. It is time, my love.
I see.
Oh yes, I suppose we have been lingering here long enough.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, Rune, for indulging in an old woman's curiosity.
Happy to oblige.
It has been an honor. Safe travels, Madam Alchemist.
Thank you, dear.
Thank you, dear. You as well. And so I am left with but one audience member yet. Truly the end of a tale, or is it?
I'll be seeing you.
I hope to see you back here again one day, hero. Okay, so I think this is like a linking around thing, because we saw how the character creation was done in the beginning, right? I think that was us recounting our entire story once we reached the Merry Sparrows in ourselves. And I suppose with the mime sacrifice ending, that it would be mime recounting it, and she was telling your story. That's just a theory, though. Anyway, great game. I hope to see more in the series. And that finally puts an end. And that finally ends this playthrough of Arcadia Fallen. Thank you all so much for joining me. Yeah, I'm grateful for your support, and I have my plans for the next game and the work. Cause I just got to hope for a good proper time to record it. Latest, I should be able to do it this weekend my time. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Hope to see you in the next one. This is Metis Balaska signing out.